Well, in recent weeks, it's been a sad but familiar story. An increasing number of elderly people have been found alone, dead in their homes. Now, sometimes months, even years have gone by without anyone noticing.
One Australian is doing his bit to stop it from happening. Andrew Heslop is the founder of National Neighbour Day. He joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Now, National Neighbour Day, tell us what it's all about.
It's about building relationships with the people who live next door to you, people who live across the road from you, people who live behind you, and if you live on a farm, the people in the next property. It came about following a really sad story in Melbourne in 2003, where a woman had been discovered dead in her home 2 years after she'd passed away. And it was only because the neighbours eventually thought, gee, the piles of uncollected mail in the newspapers, there seems to be something wrong here, that they called the police. The police broke in and discovered that she'd died. And from there, it created enormous media coverage around the country. I wrote a series of letters to the editor suggesting the last Sunday in March be set aside as National Get to Know Your Neighbour Day. And the media have run with it. It's been a fantastic experience. But principally, it requires you not to make a donation, not to wear a hat, not to buy a badge, not to wear a ribbon. Just do something as basic as knocking on the door of the people who live around you.
And as you say, it's taken off like wildfire, which is just fantastic. Is it most in need in the city or the country, do you reckon?
Well, statistics show that people in the country are 3 times more likely to know their neighbours than those of us who live in the city. And I think that's a lot to do with the communities that we're building. We're building these enormous houses with huge front gates and carports. We lock ourselves in, we get in the car, we drive to the mall to do all of our shopping. Our parents and our grandparents would have walked to the corner store. They'd also walk us to the park, walk us to school, walk us to sport, and of course along the way you'd be engaging with the people who live around you. But we're not. We're driving to the malls, we're not seeing anyone around us, and then when things go wrong, there's no one there to help.
Yes.